Hey, it's Dr. Ron Kaiser here, and I'm really excited about what we're going to be talking about today. I'm kind of a fanatic when it comes to inventing new words. I think sometimes there are some things that we do that just haven't been properly explained before. I'm the one who came up with the term rejuvenaging, which I have now trademarked and hoping becomes increasingly popular, doing all I can to make that happen. Today I'm coming up with another word, which is PRIA, PRIA. Now, in and of itself, it has no meaning, but it's really a word that stands for something that's very meaningful and can be very helpful as we negotiate life's challenges. PRIA stands for prevention, or prevent, restore, intervene, and accept. Prevent, restore, intervene, and accept. And these are the stages that I think we go through and try to avoid going through the next step in line as much as possible whenever we engage a challenge. But we have to utilize and be prepared to utilize all the steps necessary to meet those challenges. I'm going to put this down now. Hopefully, 4 words is enough to remember. The point is, whether we're dealing with a medical issue, whether we're dealing with reduced intellectual functioning, whether we're dealing with the challenge of losing a job, financial reversal, whatever it may be, first thing that we want to be able to do is to make sure we don't get to that point if it's at all possible. In other words, prevention is always the better way. You're a lot less likely to get emphysema or lung cancer if you never begin smoking. You are likely to remain fit through life if you build in an exercise program. You're likely to have a better retirement financially if you start saving at an early time. If you anticipate what the issues are and work to prevent, then you have a lot better chance of moving forward. Now, that can't always happen. I try to think of myself as being physically fit, and I recently had a rotator cuff tear on my shoulder. Few years ago, 8 years ago to be exact, I had to have one of my hips replaced. So I couldn't prevent it no matter how hard I tried. But the next step was to restore it. There is nobody who participates in physical therapy harder than I do or tries to get back to it as much as I do. Uh, if somebody experiences financial reversals, it becomes important to begin saving at a small pace to be able to really get to that next level. So, restore, which can in some cases mean rehabilitation, in some cases mean getting some advice to get yourself back to the direction that you want to get to. Uh, the it, so if you're concerned about dementia, if you're starting to see signs of that happening, you want to be able to stay active, keep your mind active, and your body active because that helps to keep the brain active. If things don't work, the next step is really intervening. Intervention may be anything from a medication to surgery to some type of drug trial to moving to a lesser home if we're dealing with financial issues, to taking a job in a different community, whatever it may be. Intervention is a more life-changing kind of experience, and you want to be able to put that off as much as possible by, again, concentrating on prevention and restoring. If you have to intervene, that's not the end of anything. intervention is designed to make you better. Taking a medication, while it's certainly not my favorite thing to do, may be necessary to maintain your blood pressure, cholesterol levels, or whatever it may be. It may be necessary to keep you from a significant depression. Again, surgery may at times be important, and lifestyle changes. So, again, it's not what you want to do first. That's the important thing. Try and see if you can restore without intervention. But then if we can't, then it becomes a matter of acceptance. Some people will get Alzheimer's despite their best efforts. Some people will find that their body does decline. Many, many people will be able to offset that and not have that as an issue. Some people will find that the business that they're in just isn't needed anymore, and financial reverses will occur. We may experience loss of people who are close to us. And there are some of those things that become irreversible and lead to acceptance. The critical thing, however, is to not move to acceptance, to not begin to experience, hey, I forgot this appointment. I must be, really losing it, getting demented. I have to prepare for the fact that it's all going to be declining. If I have a particular illness and I don't recover as quickly, that doesn't mean I'm going to keep declining. But for some people, there will be a period of decline that we have to accept. Acceptance should be the last thing we do, not the first thing that we do. And even when we accept, we can still keep trying to do our best, recognizing that, hey, we've done a lot of stuff to try to prevent this from happening, and it just hasn't worked. Now, I'm still formulating my ideas. I apologize if some of this has sounded a bit disjointed, but I think you're going to be hearing more of it from me and hopefully from others, because I think it gives us a step-by-step process to deal with challenges, to avoid them from becoming worse, and ultimately having a kind of a roadmap for wherever we are in the challenging space. I'd like to hear your thoughts on it. Again, as a reminder, the four words are prevent, trying to get it out of the sun, but prevent, restore, intervene, and accept, in that order. Hope that gives you something to think about, and we will be talking about it more in the future.